that's actually why we waited. We want to make sure, sometimes technology seems whiz bang and all of that, and you get excited, but it goes nowhere. But now that we've seen it for a while, we now know it's in market, it works, people are using it, it's creating a good product. And so now we're going to just adopt that into our app.
YouTube. My name is Joel Ketty. I'm an online marketer and a SaaSpreneur. I've done some YouTube in the past with vlogging and streaming, but this is a brand new channel that I'm going to be building up where I'm going to be sharing value and information about an incredible software that I use called HighLevel. Now, this is something I've been using in my business for the last 3+ years, and I want to share it with others and show them the opportunity to go out and use it to build themselves a thriving business. Today, I had the chance to interview one of the founders of the company, Shaun Clark. So let's dive in. All right, there we go. Awesome. I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today.
Heck yeah, thanks for having me.
How's the day going so far?
So far, good, so good. Just your usual crazy day. Lots of things going on, new features coming out. So
yeah, I woke up. I saw a message somewhere about a global outage, but I didn't experience it myself.
Amazon had an issue for about 30 minutes, and so we were able to route around it, and then they fixed it, and then everything went back to normal.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys are on top of it with the
full outage, but it was a slowdown. But yeah, definitely all hands on deck in those moments for sure.
Yeah, awesome. So the reason I wanted to talk today, obviously there's the affiliate challenge going on for creating a YouTube video, and Kelsey threw out the opportunity to chat. And I know you and I have actually, chatted before here and there. So yeah, I thought it would be cool to just kind of catch up and ask you a few questions. I did want to say one thing, and I've seen this throughout the community over the years that I've been there. The fact that I remember when I first got started with HighLevel, and I had a question, and I've seen that so many people say the same thing. And the fact that, one of the founders of the company is willing to hop on a Zoom one-on-one and take, time out of their day. And I know you're crazy busy with everything that you do, but being able to hop on with like individual users one-on-one like that is just fantastic. And I think that's probably what really sold me on the vision of HighLevel and where it was going, and that you guys were really invested in your community. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And I know a lot of people probably have the same.
I actually get a lot of joy out of it. It's fun to do. And I always say I learn about as much from helping somebody about them and their business than they do for me. And we use a lot of that information to grow HighLevel and make it better. So I think it's a win-win.
Yeah. Awesome. So I did have a couple questions I wanted to run through with you today. So I know people have probably heard the story, and we only have so much time, but I'd love to hear in a brief synopsis, what was the inspiration behind creating HighLevel?
Sure. Yeah. The real inspiration was I had 1,000 small businesses I was working with in my last SaaS company, and they all told me they wanted to get more customers. So that's really kind of HighLevel 1.0. And, after we came out with it, what we realized fairly quickly at the time, which was very scary for us, was that while we had created a piece of technology that our customers would say could help them, their capacity to implement it and operationalize it was really bad. And even the most basic features that we had created, they couldn't actually make happen. But really what, I think inspired HighLevel 2.0 and what we have today is really that we realized that small business owners aren't really in a great position to utilize this type of technology to create outcomes for themselves. It really requires someone, and we call them agencies, but they could be consultants, they could be bookkeepers, they could be MSPs, they could be anything. But anybody who's already in the mode of helping a business owner really take something and weaponize it for their business to make it better, that's truly the people that we needed to speak to and serve. Because not only could they utilize the tools, which is fantastic, but we got back all of this information from them that the small business owners honestly could never give us because they just don't have that expertise. So truly, it was the agency owners themselves that inspired HighLevel as it is today.
Yeah, I remember when I first got into, when I started my first marketing agency, we were taking leads from funnels and pushing them over through a Zap, over to a Google spreadsheet, and giving our client this spreadsheet and saying, here's your leads, go contact them.
Yeah. Right.
And then, like that was the first iteration, right? And then from
Yeah.
there, it was okay. We need to help them out more. Clearly, they're not following through on this properly. We need to give them some more help. So then we started pulling in other softwares and trying to duct tape everything together to create this system, right? And I think a lot of agencies who've been around for at least a few years have had some kind of experience with that. And
Oh yeah.
I remember even going to a conference within the marketing community that kind of started me off. And one of the presentations was on these ninja follow-up tactics. But what they were presenting to us, which was mind-blowing at the time, was taking Twilio and ClickSend and all these different softwares with Zapier, and they had Google Sheets, and it could so much stuff could go wrong and it could break at any point. And because you were trying to piece everything together through Zapier, it seemed really cool, like, oh man, that's awesome, you can do that. But it was a mess to try to put it together, and most people couldn't comprehend how to do that. So then when I
Totally.
found HighLevel and could see the vision and everything, and I've been using HighLevel now for a little over 3 years, since 2019, and a lot has changed even then. But at that time, it was so revolutionary to what we were doing as an agency, and being able to put everything together in one place and just give that to the client. Say, here's this system that will help you nurture your leads, but it's all organized and everything's all together for you. And it's just game changing. It's been phenomenal, and I've been using it every single day in my business and with my clients for the past 3+ years, and I can't see going anywhere else. So
Well, that's awesome. That's great to hear. I still love lead follow-up more than I love anything else, quite honestly. I,
yeah.
I still think it's the most important thing. I still think it's the number one thing most people don't do well. Even in our platform today, I'd say a lot of people come in for, the funnel builder or the social media posting or the two-way texting, all that. But I think sometimes they still, they don't put in place that automated follow-up, and it's just the killer app.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just newly getting started in the affiliate game, and
Yeah.
I've kind of been sleeping on it for the last few years and kicking myself. I really should have gotten started earlier. But I wanted to ask
Don't
something
worry. There's a
for.
lot of green field out there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think there's been a few newer affiliates this year who have proven that out for sure.
Totally.
So what I wanted to ask for, because I'm going to be going and trying to work with new people who maybe have never even heard of HighLevel.
Yeah.
So somebody who's brand new, never touched it before, but they want to get started quickly. They want to get into probably the SaaS side of it, create a SaaS business. What would you say is the 1 to 2 features that you would recommend that they start with? Because HighLevel has so many things that it can do, but it's
Yeah, sure.
overwhelming. It's overwhelming for us to learn, let alone trying to have a client learn that. So what would you say are the
Yeah, sure. So,
2 key
so,
features
so
that they
I'd say
should learn
that
to go get clients?
totally. So first of all, sell the whole, not the drill. So the most important thing is don't sell features at all, anytime, anywhere. I would find a pitch that revolves around, would you like more customers? Because that's in effect what you're trying to create, right? And
Yeah.
then from there, I would sort of take advantage of this really big secret that every business has, which is they don't realize it, but every day they have leads coming through their door that they're not converting into customers. They're just losing. And that you can easily convert those leads into customers and count them as a success for you. And so the way I think about that is I'd break that down to 2 features. One is the web chat widget on their website, which asks people to essentially become a lead by registering with their mobile phone. And it looks like chat, but it actually turns them into a lead where you can text them back. So that's amazing for most business owners because they're not sitting there all the time. They're not watching and staring at their computers. They're out doing their thing and they're missing those leads coming to their website. So you're capturing those, and then missed call text back. So the ability to literally go in and capture the calls coming in from their phone number. They're not picking up the phone. They miss calls every day. I don't care what they say. They're lying to themselves. They're lying to you. And literally texting those people back and saying, hey, we're currently working with another customer. How can I help? Or do you need to book an estimate? Or do you need to book an appointment? And again, converting those missed calls into opportunities, whereas right now they're just losing them and then people are going down the road. None of that. The great thing about that is true for every single business out your front door. It costs no money on ads whatsoever. So it's very cheap to implement. And it's all run by computers. Once you have it set up, it's fully automated. So you as the SaaSpreneur do not have to then constantly go back and tweak things and create ads and do creative work and build websites and all the other crazy stuff that leads you down the agency path and really makes your life complex and unscalable. And you can do it for a price that is that every small business owner can pay. Call that $297 a month. You become a utility bill versus trying to charge them $3,000 and then becoming sort of the expense to get rid of every month.
Right. Yeah. I think that people don't realize how it seems like such a simple feature, the missed call text back.
Oh yeah.
But I saw a statistic recently that it's something in like 60 or 62% or something of phone calls are going unanswered by local businesses. And even within the high level community, I'm seeing some of the SaaSpreneurs talking about their own experiences. Somebody just posted the other day how they were trying to book an appointment with a salon, and they had to go through multiple listings on Google to find somebody who would actually respond and get back to them.
Totally.
And so I think that I agree with those two features. The web chat widget, people already have traffic going to their websites, and as we know, there's a reason that as marketers we use funnels instead of websites, right? Because it gives you a direct path of where you want them to go. On a website, there's so many different things they can look at and click on and menus and everything. So it gets people kind of get lost, in the fray there. But when you have the web chat widget there, it's super simple. If a lead wants to reach out and contact the company, they just fill out this quick little form. And now because it's not a live chat. And I think a lot of people have sort of a misconception there. I love the power of the web chat widget as it is. I know a lot of people are clamoring for like a live chat feature, but most small businesses don't have the bandwidth to handle live chat, right? Have somebody come to their website and, even and be responding live.
Yeah. This is all everyone who wants this is just misunderstanding the reality of the world. Even the people who have the resources and everything else, I guarantee you, go find me any live chat for big companies, small companies, and everything in between. And the response times are abhorrently bad. And if you really think about it in a real world scenario where you're trying to get through a decision and get on with the rest of your day, there's no way in the world you're going to sit around and wait for these people. You're going to move on. You're going to call the next person down on Google, and their business will be out. I think this is web chat as a service or as a product or whatever, as software has been around for a very long time, and it has never caught fire for that reason. It's too hard to staff. It's too expensive. And fundamentally, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, the ability to go to a website, fill in this little chat widget form, and then go about my day, and minutes later be getting a text on my phone while I'm off doing something else, and now I'm connecting with that business. That it's so powerful. And for the business owner, if the agency sets this up correctly, getting the notifications and everything to let the owner know, hey, you've got a new inquiry came in through your web chat widget. You need to respond to them as quickly as you can. I think that's super powerful. And the same thing with the missed call text back, right? So, I'm working on a SaaS build myself right now with a partner. And one of the things that we're going to be probably working with home service businesses. And one of the main things that we're going to go in and pitching is how powerful that missed call text back really is. Because if you think about it, if I need, especially in certain sort of emergency sectors, right? If I need an emergency plumbing situation, I go to Google, I'm going to find probably one of the ones with the top reviews, contact them, call them. And if they don't answer, I'm calling the next person in line because I need help now. Right.
Absolutely.
But if I call that business and 10 seconds later, I'm getting a text message on my phone, that's probably going to stop me in my tracks from reaching out to business number 2, business number 3. And now you've potentially saved that business that could be, hundreds or thousands of dollars. So
absolutely. And those jobs are
would
huge.
agree.
And,
right?
and they become lifetime customers, and there's lifetime revenue and all of that. So it's worth tremendous amounts. And it's one silly feature, right? That's actually my favorite. Even the web chat widget, I prefer the missed call text back over that, because I agree. I think that's where most businesses are losing most of their revenue right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely I'd agree. It's the simplest to implement those two features without having to get into crazy builds or, like you said, getting into the agency world and trying to run ads and do all these fancy things. But they're so powerful and can make a big impact on local businesses for sure.
I totally agree.
So my last question that I actually had written down here was, I don't know what you can talk about, but if you could give us a hint or tell us about something coming up, maybe in Q1 or in 2023, what is the one feature you are looking forward to the most that you could talk about that's coming?
I mean, I think that's a tough question because it's like sort of like, which of your children do you like the best, right? So it's a kind of a hard one to answer, but I would say there's lots. So, we have AI copywriting coming. So we'll have the ability to use AI to write blog copy, ad copy, email copy, all kinds of things across the system, which I think will be awesome. I think there's a big role to play, AI to play in the world of copywriting. So that we're going to launch that. We're going to be
I could think
replacing Zapier.
the past year, I think
Okay.
we've seen a lot of that with the
Oh yeah,
AI,
absolutely.
with
Yeah.
products like
Totally, totally,
Jasper
totally. In
and
fact,
OpenAI, and
yeah,
everybody's playing around with the Chat
yes.
GPT now. So that's
There you
awesome to
go.
hear it's
See, so
coming.
there, and I think that's actually why we waited. We want to make sure, sometimes technology seems whiz bang and all of that, and you get excited, but it goes nowhere. But now that we've seen it for a while, we now know it's in market. It works. People are using it. It's creating a good product, and so now we're going to just adopt that into our app. We have a lot of cool things, like a lot of our customers use Zapier. We've looked at all the Zaps they're using, so we're just going to replicate those and bring those into the product. So that'll make their lives just a lot easier. Yet another product they won't have to buy. So that's going to be pretty exciting, I think. Like we have estimates coming out next year. We have QuickBooks and integration for those, and Xero integration for those coming out next year, which I think all of that will be super phenomenal. So I think just in Q1 alone, we have WhatsApp coming out in Q1. So like all of those features are all basically just Q1 features. We only plan a quarter, honestly, at a time, just because we want to be flexible with our customers. But all of that right there, I mean, I would say is super exciting from my perspective.
Yeah, that sounds awesome for sure. I mean, I couldn't make it to Dallas this past year for Level Up, but if you guys are doing another in-person event next year, I've
Oh, we
committed.
will.
I'm
And
going
in
to be there
fact,
for sure.
we're also going to have a SaaSpreneur event early in the year as well. So,
Oh, awesome.
the way we're looking at this is we'll have our big user conference, but we also have SaaSpreneur events. And the SaaSpreneur events are really about, hey, if you want to become a SaaSpreneur, you want to come and learn on the job, as it were, really sit down in person, workshop it out. That's what those events are. And then we'll have our big event again next year, probably in November, again, where we bring everybody together just to really talk about the core platform, really bring some killer speakers to the table and presenters, and really kind of make it a bigger educational event.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be at something next year, a live HighLevel event for sure.
Good.
I was kicking myself that I had to miss it. I had to miss it this last year, but watching from the sidelines and seeing all the excitement and all the features coming out, and it was like Christmas, I think, for everybody. It was a really fun day seeing it, and the Easter eggs too. Well, I think there was a bunch of us who were kind of digging in, because you guys had to present things, you had to push them out into the software. So we were poking around, finding things. And I was actually I just developed an onboarding snapshot recently for SaaS, and just kind of a step-by-step funnel system that tracks the onboarding progress, but walks clients through step by step, getting us some of the basic setup to help streamline bringing on new clients. And I was recording the instructional video on how to set it up. And while I was doing that, I caught the native video hosting in the funnel, which hadn't been there. I think it must have just been pushed out, and I caught it out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
And I kind of I got excited in my head, but I was recording instructions. So I left that alone, and then I came back and recorded a new video to talk about that feature, because that actually works within my funnel. My funnel has a spot for video instructions to get placed in. And so now I was able to record a video and say, hey, here's another option. You don't need to just embed a YouTube video. You can now just upload your videos to the media library, and it's native inside HighLevel. I actually used to use, I had an app from AppSumo that I used, that I had to copy some code in, and it would kind of like, you'd put a YouTube video in, but it would kind of put a skin over it.
Like wrap it and make it feel like and stuff.
It wasn't YouTube, so, and it wouldn't have the ads playing, or like the next videos at the end and stuff. So I mean, that's one of my favorite new features from Level Up, was just being able to put videos right into the system. So
me too. I think that's awesome.
But yeah, Q1 sounds exciting. I'm sure you guys have a few more things coming out before Christmas. So I'm looking forward to.
Sure. I've got one I haven't announced today. I'm sure of it. I think I saw it in the release notes channel that I still have to go back and some affiliate manager updates that I'm going to announce. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, well, I look forward to it. I've started playing with the affiliate manager, and I did report a couple bugs I had noticed. But yeah, I've had people asking me about the affiliate manager, and I set up an affiliate program for my onboarding snapshot, and So yeah, I'd like to use it. I'd like to be able to push it out. I think people are not realizing the opportunity to again
No,
use this as a feature for their
this will take at
customers.
least a year to really catch fire. But once you, as a SaaSpreneur, once you go in and you put in these automated methodologies and that are about catching what is already there, and you've optimized that, really the next step is like, well, I want to grow. And most people think ads are the first way to do it, but I disagree entirely. I would say take your existing customer base, they know, like, and trust you. Take that know, like, and trust, and use the affiliate management as a referral program to really incentivize your existing customers just to talk about you to their friends and family, because that is where you're going to get most of your growth. That's where you're going to get most of your conversion. Buying ads on Facebook or Google, it's totally possible, but it's way more expensive. And why would you pay Google or Facebook when you could pay your own customers to do the distribution for you?
Right. Yeah, you can do, flat. I think you guys just updated you added in flat fees, so it's not just a percentage.
Flat
So you can
fees.
do a flat fee. You can do a percentage. If it's a
We
recurring
even made it so
service,
you can pay people more than the amount. That's part of the video today. But
okay.
I guess we had some people say, I want them to sell $100, and if they do, I want to pay them $150. I don't know how that works, but it sounds great. So we rolled that out.
Awesome. I look forward to hearing the updates on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Well, that's all I had for you today, Shaun. Just those few questions.
Perfect, man. It was great to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate you hopping on and chatting with me today. And yeah, just
anytime.
Again, I know that there's a lot of people who kind of complain in the community, and there's a lot of people who are loving you guys. And I just wanted to say, from my perspective, I love HighLevel. I'm not going anywhere. I have big plans to be building this stuff out. I've used it as an agency, not even realizing the SaaS opportunity. I had a real estate marketing agency pre-COVID that was doing fairly well, and we were implementing HighLevel with that and giving it to all of our customers, just kind of wrapped up in our retainer, not seeing that opportunity of if they cancel, we could still get them on the smaller recurring fee, right? And so I think that's really powerful for agencies. But I think a lot of people are heading in, and I'm doing the same thing. We're focusing just more almost pure SaaS. I kind of want to move away from that agency space and away from running ads for clients and focus more on some of these other features and just helping them out that way. So I'm excited for the future of HighLevel. I think I think nothing but good things are coming. So
thanks, man. That's awesome of you. We'll keep working hard over here.